Here we are, a winter wonderland. I thought it might rain a little bit. The mountain said no, we're going to snow a little bit. So that's alright, it's not as muddy yet. So it's nice and pretty. All the trees. Very, very quiet. Day one. I haven't done a whole lot. You saw me putting grass seed down. It doesn't look like spring, but it is spring. April 6th. Here's what we did down here. I'm down here at the well. It's officially now called the watering hole. That's our sign for down here. And I know I'm weird, but it's fun. I added a little clipboard, a little Folgers can, a couple pencils. Somebody wants to write me a note. Good or bad, I guess. I get some bad ones. So that's what I did down here. And a bunch of grass seed. I rearranged the kitchen for the last and final time. So let it be said. And I don't know what else I'm going to do today. Still kind of worn out from the drive. Hear me huffing and puffing. I don't have my mountain lungs yet. Most of my work this trip is going to be inside. But it'll involve cutting boards and coming out to the tool trailer and stuff like that. So I'll probably wait till the snow melts a little bit. So I'll probably dink around with some other little projects. Maybe unload the back of the truck yet. Here we are on Sunday. 10:45. Still snowing out there. It is pretty. But it's kind of a rear end pain in the butt. I don't know, we're probably close to 8 inches now. I've gone out there and swept the ramp a few times. Let's see, what have I done so far? I told you that I rearranged the kitchen. I am going to have the sink over there because I'm stubborn, and when I get an idea, it's the way it goes. We had it here in the middle. Look at this. See, every time you move something, you got to clear it off. The stove was in the middle. I bought a fridge off of Amazon over Black Friday, bright red. I don't have it yet, but it's going to go over there. Kitchen's going to be red and white, like all this enamelware. It's just hanging there for now to get it out of the way. But every time you move one thing, you got to take everything off of it and put it somewhere and move it somewhere else. And then when you want to move that, you got to pick it up and move it somewhere. Yeah. So I did all that about 6 times. But I'm going to put the sink over here and some kind of cabinet above it. My idea, I'm just going to tell you, I'll probably tell you 6 times. Outside, I'm planning on having a black tub of some sorts out towards the front up on some kind of platform above the sink and let the sun cook on that. And then maybe a blue one. That'll be the cooler water. Have hoses coming down outside and have them come to the sink so we'll have water instead of lugging in jugs. And I got a little smarter with where I wanted the outlets. So that's going to be for the fridge. This one I'm going to build a, let me back up. I'm going to build a little cabinet up here on the wall. It's not going to stick out very far, so it's not cooking from the stove. So that outlet there will be inside the cabinet. We already got some lights that are going to face up in it, so it'll plug up in that. And then I'm going to have some kind of window fan to kind of get the fumes out and the smoke. When Jenny cooks, there's lots of smoke. And over here, there used to be a bookcase. And I moved it to this corner. Fit over there just perfect. So over here we're going to put a dresser. And then I believe after the dresser I will have enough room for my floor mat and the boots. The boots used to sit right here. Everybody would trip on them. That is an old ice box. We use it for a pantry now. So everything in here is going to be painted red or white. This will probably be both. You know, and those will stay white. But the walls are all going to be wood. Going to paint them kind of a whitewash. The ceiling, I brought all that lumber. Up inside, where's my, in between here, in between the roof joists, I'm going to have wood going up. Each one of those are going to be painted white. So it's going to be nice and bright in the kitchen. I lowered the lamp so it's right in the middle of the kitchen table. So yeah, that's what that's going to look like. I think it's got a lot more room in there now. So I'm just going to keep cranking away on these outlets. I was going to run the wires. I'll just keep talking. I was going to run the wires up in the ceiling, up above the wood. Then I got to thinking, why don't I just drill a hole? I did one already. You guys know what a hole looks like. Right there in the floor. Ooh, I'm shaky today. I'm going to run the wires. Whoa. Calm down, Jeff. I'm going to run the wires through the basement all over to here. I'm going to have 4 different groups of wiring. They're all going to come over here to this wall somewhere in a big, I'm not an electrician so I don't know what you call it, a big box with 2 outlets, so 4 plug-ins. Each plug-in will be one different group. So for example, one is going to be the 2 outlets here by the bed. Those 2 are that's going to be one wire, like a big old extension cord. It's going to come over to here. And then I'm going to make, I believe they're called dog ears, but I'm going to make with wire a male in on both sides. It's going to plug into that box. It's going to come around and plug into my generator. So the only time that would be dangerous is if we unplugged it from the wall and left that live over here. But by the time the dresser's over here, you know, all the juice is here. Where normally in a house, all the juice is on the other end. And I'm going to have each one labeled with some different colored tape. So the lights will be one, that'll be one, the fridge is going to be one, the outlets over here are going to be one. That's how I'm doing it. With the Blue Eddy generator. And that one's probably going to go in my shop or Jenny's little building that she keeps talking about. So, that's what I'm going to do. Okay, here we are. No snow today. Yippee! Okay. Alright, the good news is all my stuff in the back made it here. The bad news is I'm all by myself. I gotta unload it. I got the cabinet out. That was a freebie I saw in somebody's yard. It's a little bit too long for where I was going to put it, so I did notice there's a seam right here, so maybe I'll make it a 2-door cabinet instead of the 3. But I got that out so the snow wouldn't sit there and melt on it. And I got this big tank. And what the heck is this? Looks like I had a spoiler on the back of my pickup all the way down here. Nope, it's not a spoiler. Inside there, we're calling it the bushwhacker. Might be what it's called. I think it's from the 70s. I got it at an auction. Maybe I put $1 in the jar every time I say I got it at an auction. But it's, you'll see it someday. I got it for making trails and chopping down little trees out in the jungle and up that way. But I put new tires on it and we got the engine all tuned up. But it's not the lightest thing in the world, and it's inside that tub to hold the tub down on the way here. Yes, I huff and puff a lot. I'm not dying. Altitude change. And I'm not in awesome shape like all of my followers. For 5 months I've just sat around on my butt. But we'll get there. So I'm gonna empty this. I've looked at it long enough. I am at quite an incline here. I'm not going to film it. I don't want to be the #1 hit on TikTok or whatever them things are called. I think I'm going to pull the whole thing right off the back. Where it goes, but I'm going to hold on to the handle of that. If you don't see any more footage from me, thanks for watching. Okay, I'm still here. And that's still there. I'm still breathing. What do we think? I'd like to get this pile right here off of there. But it's strapped in underneath all that. So it's staying. And that middle section is underneath all that weight. So I am just going to 1, 2, 3 heave ho. And what do they say? Let the chips roll. Okay, I may be back, I may not. If I'm not, this was my final spot. Oh yeah. Nothing's even broke. No boards, no taillights. No Jeff. Bushwhacker, it's in there. Believe me. I remembered I had firewood in there too, so I got some of that out. That probably helped. Okay, now I'm going to just try to wheel this bad boy out of there and we'll have a little success party. Okay, there it is. Look at that mean machine. That'll chop down some weeds and small trees. Make some paths. Here goes $1. I saw it at an auction. I thought that's just too good of a deal to pass up. So Auction strikes again. Just gonna push it in that little cubby right there. Call it good. Put the big stock tank right there for now. I think that's the third big galvanized stock tank I got now. The other two are down by the trailer. And I don't know if I've said what I'm doing with those. Those are going to be raised beds in the garden. So the guy with the bad back doesn't have to bend over. Fill 'em full of stuff and dirt on the top. What do you think of that idea? I think I got that for 25 bucks. Alright, we got her out of there. That was a big stress load on my mind. Big load on my mind. Now I just have to unload the lumber, put it over here on these sawhorses. Those are for the ceiling. The 1x6s are for solar panels. Yeah, I don't even have them up yet. Shame on me, but it has been snowing for the last 2.5 days. We will catch you later.